Have you ever had something horrible happen that turned into a blessing? That happened to me this summer. Hi, it's Michelle. Welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you being here. I want to share my story about my horrible thing that happened to me on Wednesday, June 24th. I had my dear car of 14 years parked across the street from the bookstore where I work in downtown. And I had a store owner from next door come over and say, I think the FedEx truck hit your car. So she said she'd watch the bookstore. I was the only one working at the time. I was the only one in there. So she watches the store so I can step out. And when she said the FedEx guy barely hit my car, I'm thinking, it just bumped into it, like hit the bumper or something, because the parking is angled. So, one corner of the car is sticking out, right? So I walk out, and as I'm walking across the street, I'm looking at the car, and I'm seeing all the damage down the driver's side. And I am just shocked. And he was still there. He had not taken off. He was on the phone. He was calling his boss. I called the police because he had not done that yet. And he did walk over to me when he was done with his phone call to his boss. And I asked what happened, and he told me he forgot to set the parking brake. He was parked actually across the street. There's an alley just to the one side of us, so there's kind of an opening there, and his wheels must have been angled. It's the only way I could see him rolling the truck into the side of my car. So so basically my car ended up totaled. I will, here in a minute, I'm going to share the video of what the car looked like sitting in my driveway, and then I'm going to share another video of what I ended up buying, and I will be back with you at the end to kind of wrap this up then. Take a look here. I wanted to share a little video about what the damage is looking like on my car right now. So as you can see, it's pretty damaged. Started right here. And then it goes up into the mirror. This is actually dangling down, and you can kind of tell it's coming apart. If we come on around, you can see the mirror is all busted out. There was actually glass laying on the ground. And then somehow he hit clear up into here, hit the glass. This is actually like paint engraved in the glass. And then scraped here down. I can pull the door handle, but it doesn't open. I even had a body shop try to open it from the inside, and it wouldn't open. Bent it all up down through here. Even crushed in the running board. And then where you see the real damage is back here with the driver or the passenger door. It's really bashed in. So, weirdly enough though, you can actually open this door. As you can see. And it's really sticking out back here. And then I feel really bad because I'm going to have to replace my sticker. That one had already been coming off, and that's okay. That was from, I actually bought this car in February 2012. and the kids and I took our very first trip to Florida over spring break in March. So we bought this at the Ron John shop there in Panama City Beach. So it is actually starting to come off. You can kind of see it's coming off now. So anyway, and then of course I've got my Rick sticker. If you know me very well, you know how much I love Rick Springfield. Anyway, coming back around here so you can kind of see a little bit from this angle. See how well dented in it is from this angle. I can't remember if I said it a minute ago or not, but I cannot open the driver door. It will not open. I had it at a body shop trying to see if they'd give me an estimate of what they thought, how much damage they thought there was. And the guy even tried to open it from inside and it would not open. So he said it's all plastic inside, which the handle is plastic, and the inside handle is plastic. So yeah, definitely not gonna be. And then of course I got my trusty license plate on the front. I bought that a couple of summers ago when I was up at the lake. So I'll be putting that on a new vehicle. So anyway, I just wanted to share my car with you before I imagine it's totaled out. I'm waiting to hear back to see what the other guy's insurance says. So I'll try to keep you up to date. All right, it's a sunny day, finally. We have had so much rain that I haven't wanted to be out here to record my new car. And I will admit that I actually have had this car now for over a month, working on about a month and a half or so here. So here she is. It is a 2008 Honda CR-V. It is 3 years older than my HHR was, but it had around maybe 2,000-ish miles more. So it was pretty in line with the mileage that I had on the HHR, and for the money, it was a good deal. My son helped me pick this out from a little car dealership not too far away. Actually, I say little, but it was actually, I bet there was probably 50, maybe 75 cars on this lot. So not one of those just like little hometown car, used car lot kind of things. So anyway, there are some scratches. The headlights don't look the greatest, but they are visible. Probably will replace the headlights at some point. I have a couple of scratches in the windshield, but right now my son says it's okay. At some point he did say I need to replace that. There are some scratches and some things on the hood, but when I think about it, this car is 18 years old. So I'm just gonna walk around the car. It looks pretty good. My son got down underneath and looked underneath, and there was no rust underneath, so that was pretty cool. I don't have my license plate yet. I am waiting to get it. That car dealership or car lot took the full 30 days that Indiana allows to get the title work done. So I just ordered the plate a week or so ago. So yeah. And my son did say I'll need to probably get new tires. The back ones are not looking so great. So he advised me to buy new ones for the front and rotate the back ones, or rotate the front ones to the back. So that way they're always in rotation. That way I start getting a rotation going here. Now my favorite part about this car, this is an EXL. So if you know anything about Honda CR-Vs, the EXL package has like leather seats, and my favorite part, let me get around to the door here. because it is super cool inside. Okay, so here you can kind of see like the driver's seat is got some cracks in it, as does the passenger seat over there. But here's the part I love the most. I have a sunroof again. I am so excited about that. That is one of the things that I told my son I had to have in this car. My HHR did not have a sunroof, and I really missed it. But at the time, that was the only thing. That was the only car that I could really afford. So, and I'd had a sunroof in the Impala that I had before the HHR. So, this was one thing that I really had to have. I do like the fact that it has the roof there. So, so it covers up to keep the sun from beaming in on a really, really hot day. Today it is, let me go back to the back seat here really quick. Oops. Not used to this door locking like this, so I'm having issues. All right, and I keep a cooler in the back seat at all times in case I'm out at the grocery store. But the back seats look pretty good, as you can tell, so I'm pretty impressed with them. It's just the front seats. Of course, I'm guessing this car actually came from Georgia, according to the Carfax. So, and it only had one owner the entire time. So, my guess, it was probably an older couple that took really good care of it and didn't drive it a whole lot. So anyway, that is my car. I am super excited about this. So, my blessing in all of this is that I have been watching travel vloggers on YouTube for probably the last, I would say, 3 to 4 years. It wasn't exactly when COVID started, or it might have been shortly after that. And the one I followed, or started following the most, was Nikki Delventhal. And if any of you know who she is, she, excuse me, she was camping out of a Toyota Prius at the time. Now, I could have probably camped out of my Chevy HHR, and I actually had thought about it, but with 2 dogs and that back end not being very big, just wasn't too sure about it. And so, but one thing I did notice, and especially after I joined a couple of Facebook groups where it's women only, and they are camping in SUVs of various types. The Honda CRV is one of those types. And so, it's definitely a bigger vehicle than my HHR was. I sit up a little higher. It feels almost like a mid-sized truck. Didn't realize how small my HHR was until actually the CRV actually fills up the garage a little bit more than the HHR did. So that's how I know it's actually a bigger vehicle too. But it's definitely wide. It's definitely wider. It's definitely roomier in the back. Like for instance, when I did the lake video, back a month or so ago, I was able to fit everything that I took with me on that trip in the back end of that car. So with the HHR, most of the time I was putting things in the front seat or on the floorboard in the back seat to make sure it all fit in there, or I was laying it on top, stacking it on top, and then I could barely see out the back window. So everything pretty much set on the floor in the back of the cargo area of the CRV. So that's a plus already. So Belle's getting up there in age. I've talked about that before. She is roughly 14 to 16. I took her in as a stray a few years ago. Jessie would probably be okay, but for right now, I'm probably just I'm going to be in the planning stages. I'm researching things, thinking about things I need. I'm going to try to save some money to start buying some things I need. But my hope is that in the next maybe year or so, that I could actually camp out of the back of my CRV. So that is where the blessing falls, because I've been wanting to do this since I started watching Nikki's videos, and I just feel right now like I finally have the vehicle that I wanted. And so I'm pretty excited about that, as you can tell. And that was another reason that I wanted that sunroof, is that I have watched Nikki's cousin Sarah Berkowitz also has started her own YouTube channel in the last, I think, 2, maybe 3 years. And she's in a Toyota RAV4. And she also has a sunroof that she has like a netting thing over the top of it so that you can get some airflow going in there. So, so that was another reason that I really wanted that sunroof, because it's going to give me some air ventilation, some things there. So anyway, so I took this horrible, terrible thing that happened to my car, and I could go into all kinds of memories and things like that with that car, and maybe someday I will. You know, I am a storyteller. I love to tell stories, so at some point I'll probably share that story, some memories of that car with you. But for now, I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. But I'm really excited to start kind of sharing my journey of my CRV, and hopefully getting to camp in it sometime in the very near future. So there's my story. I just love that it turned into a blessing like it has. If you liked what you saw today, please make sure you like my video. Please make sure you subscribe to my video. And I'd love to hear your comments. Maybe you're a car camper yourself. If you've got any tidbits or any kind of advice for me, I would love to hear it. I'm always willing to listen to things about what things that work for you, especially if you're driving a CRV, because I'm going to have to be figuring this stuff out here soon. Okay, till next week, I'll see you then.